I'm Mosi, this is Rieke, and this is Novel, and this is Adeline.
Where are you from?
I'm from China, in a city called Dalian.
Well, I'm originally from Indonesia. I'm still Indonesian. I'm still holding my Indonesian passport. But since university, I've been staying in Singapore for about 7 years. So it's 4 years studying and 3 years working there.
What do you study in Japan?
Well, in Japan, I'm attending Keio University and I'm studying media design. Right now, I'm doing research on effective haptic furniture. So basically, using haptic technology to convey emotions, and I create a product to encapsulate that idea.
Now I'm studying media design in Japan, Keio University, and currently belong to global education. So I'm working on something about game education.
Game education.
Yes.
Yeah,
I like game.
That's actually very interesting.
How long have you been studying in here?
Now it's actually my second year.
It's been a year and a couple of months, 3 months. A year plus 3 months.
I see.
So why do you choose Japan as your master's degree?
First of all, I like Japan because since I was a kid, I've been watching anime and stuff. But when I was working as a graphic designer back in Singapore, I was actually in an innovation team, and from there I'm kind of seeing how designers' role is not just to make something that is beautiful or something that is pleasing to visual, but you can actually incorporate other things like business policy and technology to make something that is even more useful for the people around. And when I was searching Japan university, and I find out that Keio University has a very similar goal to my goal, and I think Japan's design is very inspiring. So that's the reason why I want to study Japanese people.
I'm studying how to interact game with education.
Interactive, educative games.
Yes, an immersive learning experience. Learning experience.
In your opinion, what is the major differences between your own country and living in here in Japan?
Well, major difference I would say in terms of the culture, working culture, for example. People in Singapore are very direct in giving out their opinions, but in Japan they tend to consider your feelings more than the result or the opinion itself. So whenever they want to give you a result or opinion, they will think so hard how would you feel, and they will phrase their words in a very long sentence to try not to offend you. But Singapore people, they will just say directly, if it is a no, it's a no.
I think the only difference is the behavior and people. I think Japanese people are more shy. Yeah, but our people are more, how to say, bold.
We get it. Indonesians are quite bold also.
How do they treat you?
They are actually nice. They are friendly. How do I say? If you go to shops, people are very nice. They give you a good service.
Yes, I think so. I think as long as they know you're a foreigner, and they will try to. Yeah, they are very, how to say, very nice and very friendly. But I think they're kind of avoiding the difference. Yeah.
What do you find unique from Japan and its people? Their unique traits?
Well, I would say they are very unique because they themselves call Japanese people as crazy. They love crazy things. So that's why if you see all their designs, it's really out of the blue or something you wouldn't think of.
Yeah.
Right, you wouldn't imagine you make for example Muji product, right? They make a CD player but it's hang on the wall. Those kind of ideas. So I thought that's very unique, and it's something that I really want to learn from Japanese people. How do they come up with those creative ideas?
Environment.
The environment.
Yeah, it's really nice. People are well behaved, so and you can be yourself in Japan, so no one's gonna disturbing you. But on the other way around, I think Japanese people, they don't, how to say, encouraging uniqueness. Yes, in the community you have to be like a follower, but in your own home, at your home, you can be yourself.
I kind of feel that. So what's the difference between Japanese people and your people from your country?
they're quite sensitive, I think.
Sensitive.
Yeah, the Japanese people are very sensitive and they don't say it. Like they don't say things directly, but they just show
The gestures.
show in their faces or the eye contact.
Yes, the eye contact. That's
Yeah, they don't say it, but my people just say everything. So very straight.
What's different is like the manner, I would say. Like, I mean, even in the train itself, when it gets crowded, right? Like, people still try to like not to kind of like push you around and stuff. But like in Singapore, when it gets crowded, like people would actually like push you around. So they still try to keep their good manners, I think.
So, which part of Japanese culture that you struggle with the most?
Perhaps the food or the lifestyle or the fashion or the education method maybe.
Well, not so much about the culture. I would say the use of coins in Japan. They have like coins like up to 500 yen. And if let's say you use 1,000 yen, just to buy one single item, it will turn into coins. So I think that's a little bit hard for me because like in Singapore, we are used to it using card or like cashless payment system. Like it's so hard. Like I even have like two different wallets. One is like coin pouch and the other one is like the normal wallet. But I never really use my wallet because at the end it will turn into coins. Yeah.
I think it's their polite language. Yeah, because it's super.
What are your future plans after finishing your studies in Japan?
I will try to actually like look for some design jobs in Japan because I really want to try working with the digital art side from Japan company and then probably going back to like either Singapore or Indonesia and bring those into the country.
I'm considering continuing study. Continuing studies here in Japan or China. It's still not decided. Still guessing.
What are the good traits of Japanese people that could be implemented in your country?
I think a strong appreciation of their own culture. This is true for both like Singapore and Indonesia because I realize like especially like Singapore is like a mixed culture country. So the youngsters don't really appreciate their own culture. So at the end when they come out with like a design product, it's very American feel or it's not original from Singapore.
Yeah, that's right.
And even in Indonesia, I'm really sad because like Indonesia has a lot of interesting cultures actually compared to Japan. Like we also have a lot of like cultures, right? Like with the batik and stuff. But not many like youngsters actually appreciate that, you know, and then come up with something more innovative. But in Japan, all the innovative ideas actually come from their long way back culture, you know. So whenever I ask like a designer, how did you come up with this, you know, inspiration? And then they would say, oh, this is actually like our traditional blah, blah, blah. And then it comes out like we want to innovate it and then make something new out of it.
I think it's their, how to say, they insist, like insistence. How to say that?
Consistent.
Like they decide to do one thing and they'll do it. Like with their whole life. Or something. They commit.
the commit.
Yeah, the commitment.
The commitment.
Yeah, they'll do it like through taking time to do one thing and doing it really carefully.
I see.
Yeah, work so hard on one thing.
Yeah, Japanese people do really work hard.
Thank you so much. Good luck for your project. Have a good day.
It was really a great interview session.
Yay.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Okay, so that concludes our our interview. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming to our interview and good luck with your study.
Yeah, I hope you have a good day.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Okay, so goodbye.
Goodbye.
So goodbye.